All right, what if I told you that you could literally go through your entire day and not get angry, not frustrated, not even a little bit bothered by anyone? I know, it sounds impossible, right? I mean, we all think that getting mad when someone cuts you off in traffic or your boss criticizes your work, well, that's just life. But what if that's a total myth? In this explainer, we're going to tear that idea apart and show you how to take back the controls. Because the power to never get angry again, it's already inside you. So let's start with a really big question. And I want you to be honest with yourself here. Do other people actually control your emotions? I mean, really, when you get furious, is it because of what they did, or is it because of how you reacted? The answer to this is, well, it's everything. It's the key to unlocking total emotional freedom. Okay, this is the big one. This is the fundamental shift in thinking that changes the whole game. On the one hand, you've got the myth. This is what most of us are taught, right? He made me angry. Like they have some kind of remote control for your feelings. But the reality? It's completely different. I chose to get angry. See the difference? We're not passengers here. We are always, always in the driver's seat. So to really get this, we have to dig a little deeper. We need to understand that it's almost never the situation itself that makes us angry. Nope, it's the mental traps we fall into. Think of them like these invisible scripts running in the background of your mind, just waiting to be triggered. Let's break down the three big ones, the most common traps that fuel our anger. First up, you've got the personalization trap. This is the "it's all about me" trap. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you think, they did that to me. Then there's the expectation trap. This is where you have this secret rule book for how everyone else is supposed to behave, and you get super mad when they, don't follow your rules. And finally, the control trap. This is that little illusion that if you get angry enough, you can somehow force people to change. Come on, be honest. Do any of these sound a little familiar? So, what's actually happening inside our heads when we step into one of these traps? Well, it's not some big mystery. It's actually a pretty predictable process happening right in our brains. Let's get into the science of what's known as an emotional hijack. Yeah, an emotional hijack is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. Imagine someone just barging into the cockpit of your brain and taking over the controls. That's what's happening. It happens in the blink of an eye, just flooding your system with stress hormones. We're talking adrenaline, cortisol, way faster than your rational brain can even say, hey, wait a minute. And the culprit behind this whole thing, it's a tiny part of your brain called the amygdala. Now, you can think of the amygdala as your brain's super fast, super emotional alarm system. It's an ancient piece of hardware designed for survival. But here's the glitch. It can't tell the difference between a real threat, like a saber-toothed tiger, and a modern social threat, like a sarcastic comment from a coworker. To your amygdala, a threat is a threat. End of story. And it yanks that fire alarm every single time. And here's where it all goes wrong. While that alarm is blaring, your prefrontal cortex, that's the slow, rational thinking part of your brain, it basically just goes offline. It gets shut down. This is exactly why we say and do things in the heat of the moment that we completely regret later. The smart, logical CEO of your brain has temporarily left the building, and the panicked intern is now flying the plane. So how in the world do you stop this hijack from happening? Well, the most powerful tool you have is actually the simplest one. It's your first line of defense against that knee-jerk reaction, and it's called the pause. Okay, so the second you feel that flash of heat, that little surge of anger, you activate what we'll call the pause protocol. Let's walk through this together nice and slow. Step 1, just notice it. That's it. Don't act on it, just observe that feeling starting to rise. Step 2, take one deep, intentional breath, and the way you do it really matters. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4, and then a really long, slow exhale for 6. That long exhale is the secret sauce. It literally tells your nervous system to calm down. What this does is it creates a space. That's step 3. And in that space, your rational brain can come back online. And from there, and only from there, can you move to step 4, actually choosing how you want to respond instead of just blindly reacting. Now, that pause does more than just calm you down. It gives you a superpower, the power to rewrite the story you're telling yourself in your head. And this is so, so important. Because remember, it's never the thing that happens that causes the emotion. It's always our story about the thing that happens. Let's look at a perfect example. The situation itself is totally neutral. Your boss gives you some harsh feedback. Okay, now the automatic story that pops into your head might be, she thinks I'm an idiot. She thinks I'm incompetent. And boom, that story leads straight to anger, to defensiveness. But what if in that pause, you chose a different story? an empowering one. Like, okay, this feedback is a tool. This is how I'm going to get better. See that? The situation is exactly the same, but the emotional outcome is completely different, all because you changed the story. And the cool thing is, you have a whole toolkit of these reframes you can use. You've got the ignorance reframe, where you just assume, you know what, they probably just don't know any better. Or the pain reframe, where you tell yourself, wow, they must be really hurting inside to act that way. And a personal favorite is the learning reframe, seeing every annoying person as a personal trainer for your patience. They're just giving you a chance to practice. And when you start to combine these two things, the pause and the reframe, something really incredible starts to happen. You get true emotional freedom. Think about it. You're no longer relying on other people to act perfectly just so you can have a good day. You're in charge now. You know, this whole idea really boils down to this one powerful concept. There's a stimulus, something happens, and then there's your response. And in between those two things, there's a space. Getting angry is when that space just collapses into nothing. But emotional freedom, that's learning how to live in that space. Like the quote says, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power to choose your response. The pause, that's what creates your space. That's where all your power is. So if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Nobody else controls how you feel. Not your boss, not your partner, not that guy who just cut you off. You, and only you, are the one who has the final say over your emotional state. And that's not a burden to carry. That's the ultimate empowerment. So I'm going to leave you with one final question to carry with you. As you go about your day today, tomorrow, the rest of the week, who are you going to let hold the remote control to your emotions? Will it be you, or will it be everyone else you meet? The choice, as we've seen, is 100% yours.